Hey everybody. Um, Good morning. Well, for me it's the afternoon. So good afternoon, good morning, good night, whenever you're um, listening to this, watching this. For my project, I looked at how television and reality TV shape the way people see Appalachia and the stereotypes. I wanted to understand how TV changed life inside Appalachian communities, and also how modern reality TV shows create stereotypes about rural families. One of the first things I learned from one of the authors of the articles, Jacob Podber, was um, that when TV first arrived in Appalachia, it was like something new. It was exciting. People were happy to see it, but it also changed how people interacted. Before TV, families and neighbors spent a lot more time talking, visiting each other, sharing entertainment, sharing stories, just spending more time together, quality community time together. But once people had their own TVs, those social visits started to fade. A lot of people didn't, they kind of strayed away from each other because they had TVs now. They don't have to go and entertain each other, their TV entertains them. Um, I also found it interesting how selective people were about what they watched. For example, some families turn the TV on when they turn the TV off when beer commercials came on because they didn't want that in their homes. They didn't want to drink. They didn't want liquor or any of that to be in their home. But cigarette ads, on the other hand, they ain't turned it off. They left it on. Um, in that area, tobacco was a big cash crop, so it was like something that everybody did. That shows like how moral beliefs and local economics influenced what families allowed on their screens. Um, Even with these challenges, TV did have some positives. A few people talked about how television helped them learn more about the world beyond their community, especially kids. Seeing things instead of just hearing them made a big difference. Then I looked at like reality TV using research from one of the authors from the article, Carissa Macy. Reality shows like Here Comes Honey Boo Boo. I don't know if you heard of that. I used to watch that with my sister. It was funny. But Here Comes Honey Boo Boo take the behavior of poor white families and exaggerate it for entertainment. And it worked, but is that, I don't know, ethical? Is that right to do? Like, yeah, it made money, but that's not who those people were. As we learned through the whole semester, they got a lot more stuff than just hillbilly smoking cigarettes, whatever. Like it's much more than that. They make rural families look wild or strange to middle class viewers, and this creates really harmful stereotypes. Maisie explains that photos, news articles, and the show itself all work together to make the audience believe these stereotypes are real, even though they're just really edited and designed for entertainment. But people don't care. That's what they see. That's what it is in their mind. These shows often use kids to reinforce those stereotypes, making their behavior seem like proof that rural poverty is caused by by bad parenting or bad decisions instead of bigger economic issues. Stereotypes like hillbilly or white trash get repeated over and over in media, and that affects how people judge Appalachia today. So overall, my main point is that early TV changed life inside of Appalachian communities, and modern reality TV shapes how the rest of the country sees them. By looking at both oral history and media studies, you can really see how powerful television is in shaping identity, influencing opinions, and creating stereotypes that stick. So that's my project. Well, talking about my paper and the highlights of it. And thank you all for listening.